All right.
Whew.
Hello.
Sam LaFrance thought it was his show for a moment
I
there.
sure, I
Try-
sure, I sure did. I realized
oh,
it as soon as I said it. I was like, "Oh no, this isn't pregame. Sorry."
welcome in to First to the Floor, joined by Sam LaFrance of How About Them Celtics. Celtics win in a game that didn't matter and mattered and didn't matter depending on whether or not the Celtics were up. The Celtics win in overtime, which means this game meant everything, and the
Game 7.
Celtics are winning the NBA title. 33 road wins. Sam, fun game.
Great game. Maybe my favorite game of the year. Maybe not my favorite game, but
Ooh, up
it
there.
was a really fun game. It made early April basketball that ultimately means nothing a lot of fun, which is pretty hard to do. Like, I actually don't remember the last time I cared about a game, whether or not they won or lost. It's been a while. So for me to like get really invested on playback with Jake for this game,
Mm.
it moved mountains. This made my day. I felt alive again. Tatum and
This
Porzingis just rescued me.
man, yeah, like the first half, Knicks were kind of in control, quote unquote, at least as far as the score goes. Oh my God, the Bucks came back on the Timberwolves late here. Wow. Okay, I got to close the scores here, otherwise I'm going to be distracted. Didn't expect that. But yeah, the first half, Knicks were up 3 after the first quarter and up 6 at halftime. But I think the lead got up to like 10 or 11. But a lot of it was Towns going nuts early, couldn't miss a shot. And honestly, it easily had his best game against the Celtics this season. Towns ends the game with 34 points on 21 shots. But a lot of that came in the first half. I think he had like 28 or something in the first half. And the Celtics were just missing good look after good look after good look. So the Celtics ended up getting up to 38.8% from three on 49 attempts. And on games like that, you don't typically lose, and they're able to pull it out. But I feel like that first half they were getting the offense that they wanted to, and then in that second half, I mean, Kristaps Porzingis with a just ridiculous performance: 34 on 19 shots, 8 for 13 from three, and maybe the biggest shot of the game here. I've got the playback clip uploaded here from moments ago.
Laser. See ya.
Oh!
Yep. Regular. It's
Latvian
regular. It's regular.
Moses!
They gave the points to the wrong team.
Sam called it all night long.
We were talking about it. Who do you want to see take the last shot? Or let's see. Let's not say last shot. We said big bucket. Who do you want? I said Porzingis at the nail. That wasn't really the nail.
It's way further than now.
I mean, if you could pick any night, hey, Kristaps, we need you to make a three. Like, this was the day. Made the one from the logo. He went berserk in the third quarter. He owned them. He silenced Madison Square Garden, where they were booing him before the game, as they probably should. You know, used to play there, didn't end well.
Yeah,
Requested
absolutely.
a trade, etc. They deserved to boo him. Just absolutely knocked him down. Brass balls on that shot. He battled the whole night, and he was, along with Tatum, just the heartbeat of this offense today. They needed both of those guys to go as ballistic as they did in order to get over the finish line. And I was so proud. It was so fun. Porzingis is awesome to watch on a burner.
Because he was unstoppable when he's hitting from three like that, obviously. But I don't feel like the 8 from 13 is a mistake or an aberration. Like, you look at the shots that he was getting early in the first half here, and he was just getting wide open catch and shoot after wide open catch and shoot. Tony Pester in the chat here, great win, but Ty Jerome coming for you. Look, have the Celtics surpassed the Cavs in net rating? Have the Cavs dropped to 28th in the league in 3-point percentage over the past 15 games? Is the Magnet Ball finally coming to a close? It would appear that way. It would appear that way. It was a good run. It was a good run, Tony. But it's the Celtics. It's the Celtics East. It goes through Boston. But good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. I'm sure we'll be doing some crossover pods at the conference finals, barring disaster for either team. But yeah, the range on Kristaps Porzingis is out of control. He had that one late shot clock one that was like closer to half court than it was to the 3-point line. It was absolutely outrageous. And then we also had the Tatum moment as well. Misses the third free throw to tie it, but hits the massive three to tie the game with 2.9 seconds to go. And hey, he's actually hit quite a few shots in the clutch to tie it up or win the game this season, which there was a long stretch there where he couldn't get one to go. And now, man, he's knocking him down. And it was nice to get a game where Tatum was actually making some threes because he was on a bit of a stretch here where he was knocking him down. But Tatum and Porzingis, I thought, gave us some peak Celtics moments in the late here.
Did the November, October, whenever it was, Raptors game change my life? Like Tatum all of a sudden is a big shot maker again. Awesome. Yeah. Like you mentioned the one at the end of the third quarter. That was like a little like appetizer. Like we all knew he meant business once that went in. Then he just turns into Larry Bird in the fourth quarter, starts just hitting fadeaways, hand in his face, almost perfect defense, and it doesn't even matter. And has like the redemption moment. Felt like the kind of thing you should see on Celtic City, where everyone's talking about, oh man, can't believe he smoked the free throw.
Yeah,
telling what went through their minds at the time of it happening. And then he just comes down, creates an unreal amount of space on that same hand pullback on OG, and drills it. So proud of that. I feel like he's really, really good actually when it's like not out of timeout. Like they just kind of came down the floor and he got to kind of make that in a live play rather than having to like come off a screen and they had a set action they wanted to run. It was more of just like, all right, like you're in transition. What can you do?
Yeah. They're tough to deal with, and it almost makes us forget that they were up 7 with a couple minutes to go and had a wide open miss three from Pritchard, wide open miss three from Derek White, 2 ghastly turnovers, a missed free throw. So they were kind of comfortably in control for a lot of the fourth quarter, and then it was a lot of things needed to go right for New York in order to actually to not just come back, but then to put the pressure on the Celtics to kind of need a miracle. Not a miracle necessarily, but needed things to go right for them on the other side of things. But yeah, man, really, really fun down the stretch here. So quick, I don't know if we want to, we're going to do Celtics late night tonight. Greeny's coming on, so we'll dive into the Jaylen knee stuff a bit more. But Jaylen experience tonight, not a fun Jaylen Brown experience. Doesn't play down the stretch. We've all kind of been theorizing, is he pushing to make 65 games? He only played 21 minutes tonight, which is right on that qualifying number. But at the same time, he's on a minutes restriction anyway. He looked like garbage. Did they just bench him? It's hard to kind of pass through what's going on.
I think the good news is we did see like clips of him being in pretty good spirits on the bench. Like there were cuts to him during the game that made him look like he was not thrilled, which I'm sure he wasn't like happy, but I'm sure it also has to do with, hey, I just hate being hurt, which I think anybody who's been hurt can relate to. It fucking sucks. So if you have to sit there and watch this awesome game be played and the camera cuts to you and you might not be thrilled, it's natural. But Noah got some really good clips from the game. If you guys are all curious to see him like up in the timeout being involved, I think he's just like, he's cool with it. And I said this to you in the playback. He is continuing to hammer on in the press conferences. We got a plan. We got a plan for the playoffs. I'm going to be good. And there's been a lot of discussion between Jack and I on the How About Them Celtics show where we're like, what do we think of this? And Jack, I think, was sharp. I think he was right. Because before today, Jaylen was really efficient over the last like 5-6 games. Mm-hmm. His usage was down a little bit, but the efficiency was up, which is what we want. And it may be a matter of he has to get used to whatever pain it is and learn how to play with that. And he had the quote about Pierce after the game the other day. I can't decide. I don't know where I land on this. If he's not actively making it worse, whatever. Because there's going to be a week between Sunday's finale against Charlotte in game 1. So
Yeah, so for him to qualify, right, how many games has he played now? So coming into tonight, he had played 62. So he played 63 now with 3 games to go. I would be very annoyed if he plays tomorrow. I'd be annoyed if anyone really plays tomorrow after playing an overtime game. And then it's like, for him to qualify, he needs to play in both of the Charlotte games, and no one should be playing in the final Charlotte game or the second last Charlotte game. So if he does push, it's like it does kind of show that that's the reason that he's playing. And if that's the reason that he's playing, that does not make me happy, because I've kind of been staying pretty consistent in that I don't think that that's why he's playing, and that he's actually trying to figure out how to play with the knee. But that will make me change my mind, because there's no, unless everyone's playing. If everyone's playing, then fine. But if it's like Peyton and Baylor and Jordan Walsh and Jaylen Brown out there, then I'm going to be pissed that he's out there. Like, what are we talking about? But I'm not going to fully flip until I see him push in a spot where no one else is playing. So until then, I'm gonna hold on to that idea.
I feel like there's a non-zero chance that he plays tomorrow, because he didn't play that many minutes today.
Oh, see, that's a loophole. Great loophole.
It could be. Like
it is.
Seriously. Like, he could play tomorrow. He only played 21 minutes in this game. If you're like power ranking the guys that I don't really want to see tomorrow, I mean,
Jalen's at the top.
Context aside of this knee thing, just grossly looking at the minutes, you're like, oh, that seems like he's set up to play tomorrow. But the injury is very real, and we all know about it, and you can't ignore it. So I don't know. I hate this because I am just in a pretzel. I don't know what to think. Because on one hand, I think it is important that he learns to play with it and, has trended in the right direction, admittedly. But then at the same time, you have a game like this, and you're like, what are we doing here? He's clearly not playing well in a game like today, and it was a game that they needed every advantage that they had. It went to overtime, almost went to double OT. Actually, it didn't almost go to double OT. Score is deceiving.
Yes, true. Jalen Brunson, in classic New York Knicks fashion, hit a garbage time bucket a la Mikal Bridges cutting the lead to 13 in the previous matchup. Yeah, man, it's regardless of what's going on, Jalen has a sore knee, and it's not good. Like, it would be so much better if he didn't have a good sore knee. I do think that this team is deep enough where it doesn't really matter until the conference finals. And even then, like, the way this team is constructed, the level of importance between Tatum and Jalen is a chasm at this point. But obviously, you want healthy Jaylen Brown. He's a great playoff performer. And like, one of the games you lost to Cleveland this season, you didn't have Jalen or Derek White. Like, you obviously want Jaylen Brown. You want to try and minimize the amount of games you're playing in each series. You want healthy Jaylen Brown. That regardless of whether or not he's pushing for the thing or not, whether or not he's making the knee worse or not, he has a sore knee right now, and that's bad, not good.
I really think this is the first time ever we've heard someone defend playing through an injury in meaningless games. Like, this isn't like Mikal playing with the broken foot in the playoffs. We're watching the Celtics play against a bunch of bum teams, and also the Knicks, who are still kind of a bum team, but they think they're not. So you have to remind them that they are, which is what the Celtics did today, and it was awesome.
Yeah, they are bums. 0-9 now against the Celtics, Cavs, and Thunder. 0-4 against the Celtics. So I want to say 1-8 against the Celtics in the last 2 seasons. The New York Knicks, which is a damn shame. Damn shame.
Actually, they played 5 times last year.
Yeah, so exactly. That's why I said 1 and. That's why I said, mate, I got it. Don't worry, I'm on it. 1-8 to make 9 total games in the past 2 seasons. I'd love to make it 1-13 as we sweep them in the playoffs as well. Drew Holiday was great. I thought everybody was solid tonight. We'll dive more into it on late night tonight as well. But Sam, been a pleasure. Check out How About Them Celtics when you wake up in the morning. Until next time. Oh yeah, and people are saying that Jake might be on that show as well. All right. Till next time. Peace.